Man, they are having a field day in the NFL chat, man. The Pennsylvania boys are turned up right now. But we got to talk about another AFC North team because this
Mhm.
debate sparked. What was it last year? It had to have been last year, right? It was last year.
Mhm.
I know Carl somewhere right now saying, "Look, I know he go off on my team, but y'all got to stop disrespecting Jamar Chase. Like, put some respect on his name."
Mhm.
And Mister 711 went out there and said, "Man, I'm always open." Remembering the Week 3 2022 matchup, I talked about it just a little bit with Trayvon Diggs and Jamar Chase went up, and the first thing he said when they asked him in the locker room this week, he said, "Oh no, that game still hunts me. That was the one time I wasn't open. Trust me, I remember that." And it was 5 receptions for 54 yards, 0 touchdowns. And last night, he said, "I'm always open." He was on both sides of the field. He said, "I can go on Trayvon's side and get some, and I'm gonna go on Bland's side and get some too." And actually, he went on Bland's side, and Bland didn't fall for the double move until after he caught the ball, which is normally the opposite. They go for the double move before they. So it was just a bad night. But 14 receptions on 18 targets, 177 yards, and 2 touchdowns on a Monday
Mm.
night. The gritty was out, and now everyone has to ask: Is Jamar Chase the best receiver in the NFL?
I'll do this first.
I was gonna say Joe.
You know, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. When Jettis had his year, he crowned Jettis, right? Crowned him because like there's gonna be receivers that have a year, and then we might be like, you know what? I still don't think he's the best receiver in the league. I.e. Cooper Cup. When Cooper Cup won a triple crown, I don't think we were saying he's the best receiver in the league. You know, we gave him his props. We gave him, hey, he probably should have been MVP. You know, we gave him props. But is he the best receiver? Nah, I'm not gonna say that. When Jettis had his year, we had 1,800 yards. I think he had 8 touchdowns. We were like, yeah, he's the best receiver because you see the skill set outside of the numbers first, and then he put the numbers on the paper. But Jettis has been consistent his whole career, and then he just had his best year that year. Tyreek Hill, Tyreek Hill, you see the skill set before the numbers, and then when he had his 2 years, 1,700 back-to-back seasons last year, and then we like, yeah, he the best receiver. Now Jamar Chase. Now in this debate, like you said, remember we had an R2L debate, Jamar Chase against AJ Brown, AJ and Carl. That started right there. And then they threw Jettis, AJ Brown was no longer, I guess. I don't know. But they threw Jettis in there. But the case in the NFL chat, I got to become a member to be in the conversations, was Jamar could do everything. Jamar is a complete receiver. He's a great route runner. He can catch. He got speed. He got good agility. He's good with the ball in his hands, right? But his numbers kind of dropped. Remember, like he had that one rookie year, but he never had a year since that rookie year he had. Contract season comes, and this year was most impressive about this year. First of all, he's on track to have 120. Right now, let me call his numbers out: 93 receptions. He's on track to have 122 receptions, 1,300 yards. He's on track to have 1,725, 15 touchdowns. By the way, Jettis or Tyreek Hill has never done that in their career, and he already got 15 touchdowns. Jettis' career high is 10. Tyreek career high is 13. And Devontae Adams had 15 2 years ago. He was all pro. He's gonna try to have 20 touchdowns. What's most impressive about this year, y'all? He has to do this. He has to do this. If he don't have these type of performances, they're not nowhere near winning these games. Every game they won, he had to do this. They got 7 losses by one possession, and he went crazy almost every game. So I'm gonna say yes right now. He is the best receiver. He about to get a triple crown, something Jettis and Tyreek Hill never done, by the way. So yeah, I give props what it's due. He's the best receiver in the league.
I give props when it's due too, but I'm just not going to go that far right now. Um, do I believe he's one of the best wide receivers in the league, like top 3, top 5? Absolutely. I think it's without a doubt. I think that was one of the biggest debates that we had in the chat was, is he top 5? That was the debate between AJ Brown and Jamar Chase. I think it's without a doubt Jamar Chase is top 5 wide receiver. Now, the only reason why I'm not going to say he's the best wide receiver in the league now is because this is the first season he's ever led the league in receiving in anything, honestly. He's never led the league in catches. He's never led the league in yards. He's never led the league in touchdowns. He's leading all of that right now, which is absolutely tremendous. But this has to be consistent. We can't go off of just one season. And like you said, the thing with Cooper Kupp, he had a triple count that year, but we didn't name him the number one receiver overall after that one season. He had one of the best receiving seasons we've ever seen in history, but he wasn't. We didn't consider him the number one wide receiver in the NFL, even though now he's still a really good wide receiver. He just has some injuries that goes along with him, but I'm not going to say he's the best wide receiver in the league right now after just one season. If he does it again next year, then that's an argument we can have. That's something we can actually say that. At least with Jettis, we've seen him consistently be at least top 2 in the NFL, top 2, top 3 in the NFL, and everything. Catches, yards, touchdowns. He's been up there almost every single. It's consistency there. Tyreek Hill, same thing with him. It's been consistency there. When he was with the Chiefs, it was there. When he went with Tua, it was there. So it's consistency there. With Jamar Chase, there's been arguments about him barely going over 1,000 yards or barely getting to this and that. And yes, he's had some injuries to go along with that, but he still has to be consistent. We have to see this multiple times, not just one season where he's leading and everything. It has to be multiple times. So I would say right now, no, but he's definitely up there. Me personally, top 5, top 3, absolutely. But number 1 overall, I'm not going to go there just yet until I see it again.
You said top 3, so has he shifted your idea on Tyreek Hill? So I'm not.
Who, me?
Kind of one. I'm asking Dave because he said top 3, but you said top 5, so I'm trying to think.
I'm not saying he's absolutely top 3. What I'm saying, if someone says he's top 3, I'm not going to argue with it. That's what I'm saying. But Tyreek Hill, I mean, he's had a bad season this year. So the thing is that going to happen again next year? So I don't know. But I definitely have him top 5 for sure.
I'm with the top 5. The only year someone can argue with you, Dave, that he barely got over 1,000 was 2022. But other than that, I'm looking at 14, 12, 13. Well, this year at 13 and on the pace to probably get 17. Like it's the Bengals year is so strange because they got an MVP playing quarterback and their record don't show it. They got an offensive player of the year wide receiver and the record don't show it. The running back is doing their thing. They got they got somebody that could be in the running for defensive player of the year and the record still don't show it. It's almost kind of like the opposite of what's happening with the Chiefs. It's like they're having a decent year, but they're like finding ways to almost lose games, but they're winning them. It's insane. But is Jamar Chase the best receiver in the NFL? I can't go with that right now, Joe. I can say he's one of the best because we didn't expect Jettis to have the season that he's having right now. And because of the quarterback, we didn't think Sam Darnold was going to actually do what he was doing. We knew Jettis was going to be good, but we didn't think that Jettis was going to be. You've seen the Falcons game. He was getting open. It seemed like the Falcons was checking the sideline more than they was checking him. And there's been several games where that's happened. And with Jamar Chase situation, one line that you did say in your opening soliloquy, Joe, was that he has to play like this. I wouldn't say he has to play like this for them to win the games. He has to play like this because the franchise didn't really value it. So now imagine what his number gonna be. Because I'm looking at the stats right now, and the top 3 receivers, when it comes to receiving yards, 2 of them just got paid. You got CD and then you got Jettis, and then it's Chase. And Chase was sitting there like, I want to get paid a little bit more, but they were saying, well, we don't really know right now, and we already see what CD's going through. Jerry Jeudy just jumped up in the top 5 because of that game with Jameis, and look what happens when you start a better quarterback, Browns. But that's another topic for another day. But for me, I would say he's always been in the top 5 conversation. I'll let AJ handle that fight when it comes to AJ Brown, but them numbers when it comes to Jamar Chase, man, is getting a little. It's kind of rough to say that he's not one of the best wide receivers in the league right now.
So I'm not mad at you got Sam, but I got one pushback from Dave though. Jettis has been top 2 only twice his whole career in anything, twice his whole career. Jamar Chase has been triple crown, something Jettis has never done. Jettis has never been top 2 in touchdowns, never been top 3 in touchdowns, never been top 4 in touchdowns. Jettis is not a high touchdown guy. He's a high receiving yards guy. Jamar Chase almost every year has more touchdowns than Justin Jefferson. He doesn't have the yards that Jettis has. But there were times when Jamar Chase was 4th. He's first right now. He was 4th one time, and he was 3rd in touchdowns. So nobody But Tyreek Hill has been consistently been in the top 2 in yards and like throughout his tenure.
Mhm.
But Triple Crown, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal.
It is.
Especially this kind of year, like you said, Tomo. Just like I get it. You know, you're right. Contract year, all that stuff. I mean, listen, you know, Jeddah's he wanted a contract year, he got hurt. Contract, I get that, but if he don't have these type of performances, the Bengals have no shot of winning these games. Literally, they have no shot. You know, so it's not like he's piling on. He's like Tyreek Hill that did with Miami. Like, there was time of blowing teams out, and Tyreek Hill was just piling on. Same thing with the Chiefs. Jamar has to do this. Look at the Ravens game. Look at last night. All that stuff. So I'm gonna say yes. I gotta give it to Jamar because what have he done for me lately? Jeddah's been here all year. He has. He's been here all year.
But he has been here all year. I'm just saying I just have to see again, at least him being top 3, top 2 in another season. You know, like you say, he said at best he's been what, 3rd in yards and 4th in touchdowns.
4th in yards and Cooper Kupp's Triple Crown year and 3rd in touchdowns.
For me, he just gotta be up there again. He just has to be top 3, top 2 in another season. If he has another season, and it doesn't even have to match this season because this is insane what he's doing this year. But if he's top 3, top 2 next season, you got it. I personally just need to see it again. That's all.
It's the Hurts effect. Remember, Hurts had the All-Pro year, and then when you came on here and was like, if you do it one more year.
I wouldn't say it's a Hurts
effect.
Jamar,
it's not
Jamar to me has always been top 5. So that's
not. He went crazy.
Yeah, and his rookie years when they remember in the preseason he was dropping all these passes. People was questioning if he was actually be a really good receiver, and he balled out after that. So for me, it's just I just want to see it again. So.
They got 5, Brother Jacob. They got 5.
It ain't because
or in my Joe voice, they got 5 on.
Hey, I was watching the Commanders game last week, and they played it after he scored. I was like,
they do. They play it every time you score.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I meant to tell you that, but
you got to give Jamar Chase his props for the season because if it wasn't for him balling out, the Bengals would be getting blown out in these games. I'm sorry, they would be getting blown out because T Higgins hasn't been there for real. Tyler Boyd is gone. They don't have a consistent running game for real. So it's Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase or bust.
Chase Brown been balling though, and Winston was balling before he got hurt.
Yeah, he has. But what I'm saying is it wasn't as consistent.
I got you.
With, you know when what you call him leaving, but other than that, it's been decent though.
But I'm not mad at. Go ahead, Tomo.
So how many went? Because Brother Jacob just started something in the chat, so I just in the comment section. So I want to ask this question: how many wins do you think the Vikings have if Jeddah's isn't on that team?
They would still have wins. They got Jordan.
I got a better question for you, Tomo. I got a better question since wins is a receiver stat. How many wins has Jeddah's got in the playoffs? Oh, he only got 1 appearance. Oh, dang. And
they played the Giants, right?
Daniel Jones.
And they got blown out in that game too.
He lost to Saquon. That's what people saying now, man.
Oh my gosh. Jamar Chase beat the Chiefs? Oh, he did. He went to the Super
Jamar
Bowl?
Chase was in the Super Bowl.
Oh.
And scored in the Super Bowl too.
You my guy, Brother Jacob. And
they would have won if the O-line would have learned how to block that game.
Hey, he was wide open. He was wide open.
I'm still mad about that.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah. That was a good one. No, I just had to ask, man, you know, because when you throw out stats like that, you got to be accountable for what you say.